Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone. Today we are going to present our topic, which is the Fire Safety Management Program and Emergency Response Plan. Our group consists of 5 people, which is Anis Nur Idayu, Siti Nur Syafiqah, Nur Faizin Aidatul Akmal, Nurul Syaza Atirah and Mijanil Sri Munyandi. What is fire? Fire is a hazard in any part of the premises. Its consequences include the threat of the lives or health and safety of a relevant person, damage to or loss of property, and severe interruption to normal business activities or opportunities. 3 things are required in proper combination before ignition and combustion can take place. The first one is heat, the source of ignition. The second one is fuel, anything that burns. And the last one is oxygen. Here is the classification of fire. The first one is Class A. Class A consists of ordinary combustible and fibrous material. The example of this material are like wood, paper, cloth, rubber and some plastic. The second one is Class B, flammable or combustible liquids. Gasoline, kerosene, paint thinners and propane. The next one is Class C, energized electrical equipment such as appliances, switches, panel boxes and power tools. And the last one is Class D, certain combustible metals such as magnesium, titanium, potassium and sodium. Here are the methods of fire protection. The first one is fixed extinguishing system such as the water sprinkler. The second one is fire extinguisher, and the last one is the fire brigades. In case of fires, please remain calm and do not panic or cause confusion. Proceed safely to the nearest fire exit. Feel surfaces of door before opening. Crawl to exit if smoke is present in area. Follow instruction of fire department.
Electrical is a dangerous condition in which a person may sustain an injury by making an electrical contact with an energized equipment or construction, causing serious injury or death. A lot of people that working with electricity do not understand how it works. There are 4 type sources of electrical. Number 1 is equipment failure. Number 2, improper insulation. Number 3, arc and spark hazard. Number 4, electrostatic. Equipment failure is a short circuit are produced or is a load resistant connection between 2 conductors that are supplying electrical power to a circuit. The reason is improper insulation, temporary insulation, reverse polarity are being used. This will generate an excess of voltage streaming and cause excessive flow of current in the power source. Next is improper insulation, that is contact with a bare wire. Reasons: number 1, direct sunlight or other sources of ultraviolet light. Number 2, repeated exposure to related temperatures. Number 3, moisture and humidity being absorbed by the insulation material. Next is arc and spark hazard, contact of conductors to complete a circuit and electric. Arc or arc flash can create burns, fire or blasting pressure depending on the proximity of the workers to the hazard, the temperature and the time for the circuit to break. Any of these outcomes has the potential to cause severe injury or worse. And the last one is electrostatic, briskly rubbing a non-conduction material over a stationary surface, friction between a flowing liquid, vehicle tires rolling across a road surface. Next, there are 3 types of electrical. Number 1, short circuit, a low resistance path usually made unintentionally that bypasses the part of the circuit. Number 2, serial circuit. The same current flows through all the components. The total voltage across the circuit is the sum of the voltage across the components, and the total resistance is the sum of the total resistance of each component. And number 3, parallel circuit, smaller wires connected parallel with same voltage but different amount of current flowing through them depends upon the resistance of the individual wires. And the last one, electrical safety rules. Number 1, visually inspect all equipment for damage prior to use. Number 2, do not use extension cords for permanent wiring. Number 3, unplug equipment by pulling on the plug and not the cord. Number 4, keep fluids, chemical, and heat away from equipment, cords, and cable.
What is emergency management? Emergency management is the managerial functions charged with creating the framework within which communities reduce vulnerability to hazard and cope with the disasters. Emergency management also seeks to promote safer, less vulnerable communities with the capacity to cope with hazards and disasters. There are 4 phases of emergency management problems, which is the first is mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. For mitigation is evaluation of the potential types of disaster and the development of plans of reducing their probability or their impact on life and resources, like hazard analysis of weakness and identifying gaps or learn from mistakes and make improvement. For preparedness is action taken prior to a disaster with the intent of ensuring a better event response. It's like provide information and tools to citizens. And another one is training and exercise. Okay, next is response. Is action taken immediately before, during, and after an event to alleviate suffering and prepare for recovery. It's like respond to remaining hazard or establish situational awareness. So the last one is recovery. Is actions following a disaster that aim to restore human and environmental system back to normal, like ensuring claims and rebuilding or return essential service. Okay, the next slide is the simple fire alarm evacuation policy. Okay, the first is never ignore or assume the alarm is false or the result of a test. Okay, next, everyone must evacuate the building by way of the safe, enclosed, exit, and or stairway. Third is never use an elevator to exit during a fire alarm activations. Okay, the fourth is on outside the building, move away from the building. Okay, assemble across the street or along the sidewalk of the adjacent building. Okay, the fifth is in front of the building is where the firefighters and fire trucks will be operating, so do not obstruct their access to the building. Sixth is if there is an incident occurring on the upper floors and glass is being blown out of the windows, the area below is the hazard zone where serious personal injuries will happen, so do not remain in or near the hazard zone. And the last one is on outside. Never re-enter the building until you are told to do so by the fire department.
Now, it's my turn to explain what are the effects of accident on human life in fire safety management. But before we get through the effect, we must recognize the cause of the accidents. It can be broadly decided under a few classifications, which is extrinsic, intrinsic, personal, and exogenous. For the extrinsic, it most likely because of the environmental factors such as lack of adequate lights and ventilation resulting in accidents, or poor layout and faulty location of equipment, tools, and workstation which can lead to accidents. Next is intrinsic causes. These are the causes of accident arising out of job content. As an example, fire accident and employee overexposure to heat or fall from tall towers, which it is mostly accident due to incompetence and lack of adequate training. For personal causes, it is contributed by individual workers which are influenced by their own individual personality, by physical, mental, psychological, or physiological factors such as lack of physical characteristic like stamina or any physiological infirmity or poor mental health manifested in the form of alcoholism and drug addiction. Last but not least for the causes is exogenous. It is a causes are factors that influenced by the business cycle from outside of the system such as climate or other natural disaster and the political situation of the country. The effect from all these causes of accident can affect on human life. From physical perspective, the majority of the accident cause pertain to the loss, either temporary or permanent, of a trained employee. The physical injuries that contributed to this loss include the retired due to permanent injury, loss of ability to handle materials, persistent headache, and persistent pain. The equivalent salary for these losses adds a significant amount to operational overhead. Workplace accident can have psychological effects well, including anxiety and depression and further reducing productivity. In one study, anxiety affected more than half the injured employees while depression afflicted more than a quarter. The effects also impinged on after-work activities with families and hobbies as well, further hurting the employee's perception of the workplace. Employee-employer relationship also can be strained. The amount of interaction is less and the tone of the relationship become more polarized. In many cases, if the employee was treated the same after the accident as before, he or she began to develop resentment. Employers could counter this effect by instigating increased contact post-accident in order to mitigate negative feelings. This was important because studies uncovered the most employee project their anger about the accident onto the employer.
The effect on the organization can be divided to two types of cost, which the first one is the true cost. Typically, the true cost is the workers' compensation claim managed through the company's insurance agency. The example of true costs are the cost of treatment, the cost of physician and hospital, the cost of medications, and the cost of medical equipment. Whereas the hidden costs are all the uninsured additional costs associated with an accident. The example of the hidden costs are the increased absenteeism, retraining, lost production time, and negative effects on company reputation.
Next, we will talk on effect on organization based on monetary and non-monetary perspective. The monetary effect on an organization is annual maintenance costs, the initial cost of sprinkler installation, cost per injury including hospital costs, pain, and suffering and value of average lost work time. While the non-monetary cost is, for example, property loss without sprinklers, property losses with sprinklers, damage to physical documents.